Okay, let's talk about mornings. The alarm goes off. And maybe before your feet even hit the floor, there it is, that familiar tight band around your chest. A whole swarm of thoughts about everything that could possibly go wrong today.
Oh, yeah, that feeling.
It's a reality for so many of us, isn't it? This frantic caffeine-fueled race against, well, dread. It feels impossible to shake sometimes.
Absolutely. And people try all sorts of things.
Right, we try everything. These hour-long routines, complicated journaling, dragging ourselves to the gym at 5 a.m.
Which sounds great in theory.
But often it just feels like more pressure, like another thing to get right.
Exactly.
So what if the real breakthrough wasn't about adding more stuff? What if it was just taking 5 minutes? Just 5 minutes to do something incredibly simple. This deep dive, it isn't about some huge life overhaul or, finally conquering anxiety. It's really about how one tiny 5-minute habit helps someone find, well, a surprising kind of peace.
Yeah, peace that doesn't necessarily mean the dread is gone, right? But maybe.
Yeah. It just means creating a little space, a small sacred space, where that feeling can just be there quietly alongside calm.
That's such a key point. It's the core challenge for so many people battling their mornings. And today, yeah, we're going to unpack that whole journey from that chronic morning anxiety to finding this surprisingly effective habit. We'll break down exactly how it works minute by minute and explore why it's actually so potent using this personal account that really brings it to life.
Great. Let's dive in. Let's see what we can learn. So let's paint that before picture first.
Right.
When you think back on those mornings, the ones before this shift, what was it really like? Describe that feeling.
Oh, gosh. For years, the polite phrase was always, I'm just not a morning person,
I've heard that one before, yeah.
But really, that was just code. Code for intense, gut-wrenching anxiety from the absolute second I woke up. It was like a switch just flipped. And my brain's only job, it felt like, was to immediately start churning through this detailed menu of every single potential stressor for the day.
Ugh. The meeting?
The meeting, the awkward conversation I had to have, the to-do list that already felt miles long and completely impossible. It was, suffocating is the right word.
And what about physically? How did your body react to that immediate mental onslaught?
Oh, instantly. My heart would start beating way too fast. Breathing felt shallow, like I couldn't quite get enough air. And there was this constant low-grade hum of adrenaline just running in the background, which ironically left me feeling utterly exhausted before the day had even really started.
Right, you're worn out before you even get going.
Exactly. It was truly draining.
So that internal chaos, that sort of set the stage for your old routine, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. It was pure reaction, zero proaction.
Tell us about that mad dash.
Okay, so first thing, immediate grab for the phone, right there on the nightstand.
Yep. Guilty.
That harsh blue light just searing into my retinas, scrolling through this flood of emails, notifications, and let's be honest, usually some bad news.
Oh, yes.
Which just instantly confirmed my worst fear. The world is demanding, and I am already behind schedule.
Right. The day hasn't even started, and you're already losing.
Exactly. From there, it was just a sprint. Rushing through a shower, mind still racing, planning, worrying, slamming down a cup of coffee, desperately hoping the caffeine would somehow outrun the anxiety.
Which it never does.
Never. It usually just made everything worse, amplified that jittery, on-edge feeling.
Yeah.
Then get dressed in a hurry, grab my keys, fly out the door, feeling like I'd just survived the first battle in what felt like a long, grueling war ahead for the day.
Wow. So no peace, no quiet, no feeling of being in control at all.
None.
Just reacting. Reacting to the panic and letting that panic set the tone for the entire day.
That's it.
And that frantic energy, it follows you, right?
Yeah.
Leaves you irritable, unfocused, just perpetually overwhelmed.
Completely.
It really sounds like a state of chronic, low-level emergency starting the second your eyes open.
Yeah.
Which, makes you wonder, for anyone listening who relates to this,
Yeah.
what happens when that becomes your default mode?
Huh?
Day after day after day.
Well, that's exactly the crisis point, isn't it? When every single morning feels like a battle you're losing, the cumulative toll is just immense.
Yeah.
Not just on your mood, but on your whole day, your relationships, your ability to focus, your productivity, everything. And that exhaustion is what pushed for this quiet rebellion we're about to talk about.
Okay, so the turning point. You mentioned it wasn't some big dramatic event. Tell us about that moment. What finally made you try something different?
It was actually just a quiet Tuesday morning, nothing special about it. I was standing in the kitchen, coffee in hand, kind of staring out the window, feeling that familiar wave of dread wash over me. But this time, it came with this overwhelming, just soul-deep tiredness. I was just exhausted. Exhausted from pretending everything was fine, from fighting the same internal battle every single morning, and all those elaborate routines I'd read about online.
Perfect morning routines.
Yeah, they felt like they were designed for people who already had their lives together, not for someone like me who felt like they were constantly, drowning.
So you kind of let go of that pressure. What did that look like, that moment?
It was almost like a moment of quiet desperation, really. I decided to just give up on trying to follow someone else's perfect morning formula.
Okay.
I put my phone down and I asked myself this really simple but kind of profound question. What's the smallest possible thing I can do right now to feel even 1% better?
1% better. That's a powerful shift in intention, isn't it? Not aiming for a cure, just
a truce. Exactly. I decided, forget the hour-long commitments. Just 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
It felt so small, it was almost laughable, honestly, but it was also the only thing that felt truly doable.
Right, manageable.
Yeah. I didn't have a big plan. I just needed to stop the frantic rush. So I just sat down on the edge of the bed, closed my eyes, and just breathed. And it honestly felt like the first real breath I'd taken all day, maybe even longer. And for the first time, instead of trying to run away from the anxiety, I just sat with it.
You didn't fight it.
Didn't fight it. And the silence, it just created this tiny bit of space around the feeling.
Interesting.
And that was the real core insight, I think, realizing that perfect, complicated system wasn't needed. Not at all. Just a pause.
Just a pause.
A tiny, intentional 5-minute pause. And that small, intentional act, that kind of quiet little rebellion against the chaos, that was truly the first step to taking back my mornings.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. This 5-minute routine, you emphasize it's not about being perfect, right? It's about being present.
Exactly.
Carving out 5 minutes of intentional calm before the world rushes in. The magic, it sounds like, is really in how simple and consistent it is.
It really is. So, okay, minute 1. Mindful hydration and gentle movement.
Okay.
First, drink a glass of water. Ideally, one you left on your nightstand the night before, so it's right there.
Easy access.
Yep. And this isn't chugging it down. It's a mindful act. Try to focus on the feeling of the cool water, thinking about it, rehydrating your body and your brain.
Why water first thing? Does that really help anxiety?
It actually does. Many people don't realize that even mild dehydration can increase cortisol, that's the stress hormone, and it can also mess with serotonin production, which is key for mood regulation.
Oh, okay.
So this simple sip is a direct physical way to start fighting the biology of anxiety. Then, after the last sip, stand up. Do a really simple, gentle stretch.
Like not a full workout.
Oh, definitely not. Just reach your hands up to the sky, make your spine feel long, then maybe fold forward, let your head hang heavy. Roll your shoulders, perhaps a gentle twist side to side.
Gotcha.
It's just about waking up your body with kindness. A few seconds of light movement boosts circulation, eases that morning stiffness, and helps release endorphins, those mood boosters. Well, so this first minute is all about reconnecting with your physical self. Gently. Caringly.
Okay, that makes sense. Then minute 2, grounding breath. What happens here?
Right. So sit down, edge of your bed, a chair, wherever. Close your eyes and focus only on your breath. A really simple technique that works well is box breathing.
Box breathing. How does that work?
Super simple. You inhale slowly for a count of 4 seconds. Then you hold your breath gently for 4 seconds. Then you exhale slowly for 4 seconds. And hold the breath out for 4 seconds.
Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4.
Exactly. And you just repeat that cycle for the full minute. And this isn't just about relaxing in a vague way, it's physiological.
Also.
This kind of controlled breathing actively stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. That's your body's rest and digest mode.
The opposite of fight or flight.
Precisely. It acts like a natural brake on your stress response. It literally slows your heart rate, helps calm your mind. And studies show that even short bursts of this kind of mindful breathing can significantly reduce anxiety symptoms.
Wow.
So this 1 minute of breathing is basically telling your body on a biological level, hey, you're safe right now. There's no immediate threat here. It actively counters that fight or flight feeling that anxiety just loves to trigger.
Okay, calming the physical system.
Yeah.
That leads into minute 3, 1-sentence gratitude journal.
Yes. And With your body and mind hopefully feeling a little bit calmer, you move into this. Open a notebook, just a simple notebook. The goal here is crucial. Keep it incredibly simple. Avoid the pressure of long-form journaling.
So not pages and pages.
Definitely not. Write down one single thing you're grateful for. That is it. Just one sentence.
Some kind of things.
Anything. It can be as small as, I'm grateful for how warm my blankets are right now, or I'm grateful I can hear birds outside my window. Really basic stuff is fine. This tiny act, it's remarkably powerful. Gratitude literally shifts your focus. It pulls your attention away from what feels wrong or stressful and directs it towards what's actually okay or even good.
Interrupting the negative spiral.
Exactly. It interrupts that negative thought spiral that fuels so much anxiety. And the research backs this up. A regular gratitude practice can actually lower cortisol levels over time.
Really?
Yeah, and it lights up the parts of your brain associated with positive feelings like happiness and contentment.
Yeah.
So by starting the day focused on just one good thing, you're intentionally, consciously rewiring your brain for a more positive outlook, even if it's just for that moment.
Okay. Simple but powerful. Next up, minute 4. Setting a single intention. How is this different from, say, a to-do list?
Great question. It's a really important distinction. So you think about the day ahead briefly, and you set a single, simple intention for how you want to be, not necessarily what you want to do.
How you want to be. Okay, exactly.
Your intention might be something like, today I will try to be patient with myself, or today I'll focus on doing one thing at a time, or maybe today I will look for moments of quiet. And then write this down, maybe right under your gratitude sentence. The reason it's different from a to-do list is that to-do lists can often add stress, right? All the things you have to accomplish.
For sure.
An intention, though, is more like a guiding principle, a gentle focus for your state of mind. It gives your day a sense of purpose and clarity, maybe, that helps cut down on that feeling of being overwhelmed before you even start.
It's like a mental anchor.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it, a mental anchor. Later in the day, when things inevitably get stressful or you feel scattered, you can mentally come back to this single, gentle focus. You're essentially giving your day a theme of calm before the chaos really gets a chance to take hold.
Okay, I see the value in that. And finally, minute 5. A moment of stillness and light. What happens in this last minute?
This one might sound the simplest, but it's crucial. For maybe the first 30 seconds or so, you do absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Just sit in stillness. Hands resting in your lap. Let everything be. You're not trying to empty your mind or achieve some state of perfect zen. Just sit. Be present with whatever is there. Thoughts, feelings, sounds.
Acceptance.
Yes, exactly. Accepting the present moment without judging it. Then, for the last 30 seconds or so, I often find it helpful to walk to a window. Just look outside. No phone.
No phone. Important.
Crucial. Just watch the sky or the trees or whatever you can see. There's a practical reason for this, too. Exposing your eyes to natural light first thing in the morning helps regulate your body's internal clock.
Your circadian rhythm.
Exactly, which can improve both your mood during the day and your sleep quality later on. So this final minute of stillness, followed by a little light, it's like a gift you give yourself. It's a quiet declaration that your peace right now is more important than jumping into productivity. It helps solidify the calm you've hopefully built over the last 4 minutes, and it helps you carry that feeling even just a little bit into the rest of your day. It's about shifting your entire mindset, really, for the day ahead.
Okay, that whole 5 minutes sounds incredibly gentle and doable. So after you started doing this simple routine consistently, how quickly did you begin to notice a change? Was it like, bam, instant relief?
I wish. No, honestly, for the first few days, it wasn't some miraculous shift. It was much more subtle than that.
Okay.
But the biggest difference right away was actually what wasn't happening.
What do you mean?
I wasn't reaching for my phone first thing. That was huge. I wasn't letting that immediate jolt of digital overwhelm and panic set the tone for the day.
Breaking that reactive cycle.
Exactly. That tiny shift, just not doing that one thing, felt like the start of everything. Then, maybe after about a week or so of consistently giving myself this time every morning, then I started to notice a real profound change in how I actually felt when I woke up.
Okay, so what did that feel like? How did that frantic dread start to transform?
Well, the frantic, heart-pounding dread, it just started to fade. It wasn't gone completely, not always, but it lessened. And in its place, there was often this quiet sense of calm, or at least neutrality. Instead of waking up feeling like I was already on the defensive, bracing for impact, it felt more like I was starting the day from a place of, well, peace sometimes, or just okayness. The anxiety, like I said, wasn't always banished, but it felt different. It was more like a quiet hum in the background instead of this blaring five-alarm fire alarm going off in my head.
That makes a huge difference, just turning the volume down.
A huge difference.
And how did that newfound morning calm or even just quietness ripple through the rest of your day? Did it last?
It really did, surprisingly, because I wasn't starting the day from such a deep deficit of stress.
Right, you weren't already depleted.
Exactly. I found I had more mental and emotional energy to handle whatever came my way during the day. I noticed myself being more patient in conversations, for example.
Nice.
More focused at work, able to tackle one task at a time instead of feeling completely paralyzed by the sheer weight of everything on my plate.
Less overwhelmed.
Much less. And less irritable, definitely. More present with my family and friends in the evenings. My days they stopped feeling like a constant series of emergencies I had to react to.
That sounds huge.
Yeah.
But it also sounds like maybe the biggest transformation wasn't just about managing the day's tasks, but maybe about your relationship with yourself.
Oh, 100%. That was probably the most profound part. This little 5-minute routine, it became this daily act of self-compassion.
How so?
It was like telling myself every single morning that my peace mattered, that it mattered more than immediate productivity, that I was worthy of a gentle start to the day, that frantic, panicked rush was slowly replaced by this genuine sense of focus most days, and the morning dread, while still popping up sometimes, was often replaced by this quiet confidence. I learned I didn't have to conquer anxiety or eliminate it.
Right.
I just needed to create a small, sacred space where peace could exist right alongside it. And that truly has made all the difference in the world.
Wow. That's really powerful. And I imagine if this story resonates with you at all listening to this, if you know that feeling, that pit in your stomach when you wake up, I really want to invite you to maybe try this for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And please don't think of it as another thing you have to do perfectly. That defeats the whole purpose.
Right, not another chore.
Exactly. Think of it as a small gift. A little kindness you can offer yourself each morning. The real beauty of this habit is that it's almost impossible to fail at. It's just 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Anyone can find 5 minutes.
Almost anyone. I really encourage you. Try it for just 1 week, just 7 days. See how it feels to start your day with a little bit of intention instead of pure reaction.
Yeah. Makes you think true change so often comes not from these massive sweeping overhauls we think we need, but from small, consistent acts of kindness toward ourselves. And you really do deserve to start your day with peace, or at least a little more peace. So if you decide to give this a try, or maybe you already have your own simple habit that helps you manage anxiety or just start the day better, we would genuinely love it if you shared it. You know, connecting and sharing experiences can create a real community of support.
It really can.
Reminding all of us that we're definitely not alone in feeling this way.